Well, as excited as I get about the buildings themselves, perhaps the most interesting evolution of our development business is now to create the opportunity for you to get involved too. So we've created what we call the Stinson Property Fund. And this corporate vehicle will be a way for you to invest directly in the projects. It will generate a good return for you and allow you to get involved in the upside as well of the developments. Here are some questions and here are some answers. Well, fundamentally, the Stinson Property Fund is a trust, and it isn't one specific project. It's our portfolio of projects, and it's an evolving portfolio of projects to invest in type of projects that we're building and that other people may be building and bring to us that we wish to endorse and feel comfortable investing in on behalf of the trust. So it may start off being involved in One King West, in components of the Dominion Club, in High Park Lofts, in the Sapphire Tower, but those will evolve, those will be constructed, those will open, that will become an operational business, and then along will come another project. We're looking at a project in Barbados right now. We're looking at a project in Stratford. This is a large fund. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars that will be actually become the catalyst, will become the incubator of really the most interesting buildings in the country. And the reason why it was founded and the reason why we created it was because of that need, because what we do is always a little bit leading edge. Frankly, this is not a small-time investment. You need to have, as I mentioned, a certain asset level. You need to have a certain income to be able to invest in this type of particular product. At $10,000, it shouldn't be a big stress for anybody who is otherwise considering buying a several $100,000 condominium. So it's actually a much lower level, but it still allows you to get involved in multiples that could be unlimited, but the base number of 10,000 was in the range of most people. When you invest money in the Stinson Property Fund, you write a check basically to our lawyers, to Weir and Fools, that goes into their trust fund. And as we achieve certain levels, those funds are advanced into the fund for development. Now, we are the managers of the fund. We're not just spokespeople, we are the actual hands-on managers. So, you know, the buck stops here, as it were. I mean, I'm the boss, and we run this fund on your behalf. You know who is performing, you know who's actually delivering or not delivering, and you know what we do with the money. The buildings are visible, we explain them on our website, we explain them in our newsletters. We're very open with what we do. Yes, we hope we'll deliver on it, but there's no mystery about it. There's no mystery about the business, there's no mystery about what we do. The fund borrows at 8% from the investors, it lends to the projects at 12%. It's pretty straightforward. You're not an equity player, so you have to worry, how are they doing with the development? Whether we're making $1 million profit or $500,000 profit or $4 million profit is not your issue on it. You know you're getting an 8% straight return. We're simply borrowing from the fund. It's an intermediate level in the development. It's not the actual development itself. So we're saying to you, we prefer to pay you a fixed return, and we worry about the upside. We only get the after. We don't get any part of the 8%. We have to pay you first. The rationale in setting the 8% interest rate was that it is actually quite a generous interest rate. There aren't a lot of instruments out there, whether it's a savings account or a bond, that give you an 8% return. It's actually a very generous return. And the nice part about it is it's stable. But right now the fund is offered directly through us. These are not intermediate salespeople. These are people who worked for me before, will work for me afterwards. They work directly in the projects. They're familiar with the projects. They sold the projects. They've been in the buildings. This is a real hands-on, old-fashioned, direct sale. Well, I guess if I could sum it all up, here are the key points. It's a pretty straightforward investment, $10,000 units. The interest rate, the base minimum rate, is 8%. The people involved in managing the fund are the people who are building the buildings. It's direct, visual. We're not intermediaries. We're the actual people. So like us or not like us, you know exactly who we are. You've met the team. They're a terrific group, I might say. You've seen our buildings, One King West, Sapphire Tower, High Park Lofts. We build really interesting buildings. It's an opportunity for the individual to effectively become involved in finance at the bank level. Instead of us borrowing from the bank at 8% and they pay you 1%, You lend to us at 8% directly, and you get directly involved in the projects. I think it's a fabulous opportunity to invest your money at a reasonable rate, at a better than reasonable rate, and actually see what it's doing, and to get involved with a group of people who really care about what they're doing and are doing some fabulous things in the community. So seriously, consider the Stinson Property Fund. The website is stinsonfund.com, or come down to our sales office at 73 Richmond Street West.